Hey guys, what is going on? It's the Crypto Kid, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about one of my absolute favorite projects, and that is NEO. Now, I do want to point out that this video, none of my videos are financial advice, so just me sharing my opinion and even investments with you guys. So if that does inspire you to research or invest in this coin, that is your own decision. So let's get right into this. Also, guys, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, as you can probably see by my little homepage here. But yeah, just wanted to point that out to you guys because that really helps me out a lot. So let's get right into this. Now, in this video, I'm kind of going to be giving my NEO coin price prediction 2018, my NEO crypto review, and also, guys, I'm going to be kind of giving my opinion on when will NEO moon or when will NEO recover, because NEO is, we keep saying this, hugely undervalued, okay? I remember people saying this when it was $70, and it was undervalued, okay? It was undervalued in the terms of 2017, end of 2017, to a 5 or 4 or even $3 billion market cap, right? That was a lot, but it was still undervalued, especially when the coins were up to like a $10 billion market cap at one time. Now, NEO never got quite that high, but NEO reached a max height of reached a max price of $161 on January 16th, market cap of around 10.5 billion, right? So that was quite a lot for NEO. Now, when people were saying it's at $3 billion market cap, everyone's like, well, this is hugely undervalued. And it was. But if you look at the kind of the crazy amount of growth it had, $3 billion market cap would still be a nice little growth period for it. And now we're at even cut in half from that. So it's really been kind of upsetting to see such a good coin with such good technology fall like this. And I feel you guys, right? Today is not a good day in the markets. It's really, really bad, right? Bitcoin is making a very, very, very just a bad fall. And if you see here, if we go with coin market cap, you see Bitcoin's at 6,400 or 6,481. So we're just looking for support. And you guys probably have seen all the kind of bad news. Well, we've had a lot of good news. That's the thing. We've had 90% good news lately, but it doesn't matter, just because of this ETF is such a big thing that when it's delayed, right? When it's delayed, like the SEC or Securities Exchange Commission did delay this SIBO ETF to the decision to September 30th, that's a big deal, even though it's really not, right? Even though it means nothing about if they're gonna accept it or not. It just scares people away, I believe, and that's the bad thing about it. So right now everything's in the red, very badly, actually, very, very badly in the red. And you see here NEO at 15th. Okay, I remember when NEO was in the top 10 not too long ago, and it's sad to see NEO kind of fall off because it has taken a more of a hit than other coins, right? We see here it never even got a bull run or a little shot up like it should have, right? You see here it was at $30, and yes, it did go to around 40, but then it instantly kind of just dropped off around July 5th, and it never really got back up, and now we're just in a really bad decline for NEO. Now NEO is obviously right in a turn of coin to Bitcoin, and NEO is kind of like, I don't know if you guys know about the technology of NEO, but it's quite cool. NEO is a smart contracts. It's like a better Ethereum. It's got very good decentralized applications already running on its blockchain, and it's a non-profit community driven blockchain project. Utilizes blockchain technology and digital identity to digitize assets and automate the management of digital assets using smart contracts. Okay, so it is a really very, very, very good technology coin. Okay, so NEO is, in my opinion, should definitely be in the top 5 at some point. It just gets such good technology, and it's all there, right? It's ready to go. It's not this crazy idea that hasn't even been developed or worked on yet. NEO is constantly coming out with new developments and new just aspects of the technology, of the blockchain technology. They have an amazing team. They've had a great, successful cryptocurrency kind of run. As you see here, it was only like If we go back to, it was 15 cents November 15th, 2016. Absolutely shot up here, and we're actually lower than before it shot up, right? Right now we're at a price we haven't seen at NIO being since, if we go back here, guys, since around September 25th, 2017. Okay, that's the last time we saw a price around this, and that is crazy, right? Down 17% today, market cap 1.4 billion. Total supply, I love the low supply, 100 million, not very much, right? And NIO is just a great project. And yes, it is undervalued, but guys, what you have to understand is no coin's undervalued. It doesn't matter how undervalued a coin is. If Bitcoin and Ethereum are still heading down a bad path, right, it's going to continue like this. Now, obviously, guys, if we go over to Bitcoin's charts, right, we can see Bitcoin's pretty underbought right now. If you go on the day, these are day candles too, so it's significantly underbought, and every time it gets around that point, it has a bounce. So I'm guessing tomorrow we'll have a 10% bounce, not for Bitcoin, for NIO. NIO will probably have a 10%, maybe even to 20%, maybe around 5 to 20% bounce, right? So there's always profit to be made, guys. It's just you need to make smart trades. Now, if you're in it for the long term, buying right now, right, would be a good idea, right? I mean, if you really don't care, if you come back in a year, you have probably like 80 to 90%, probably 90% odds that NIO is going to be a higher price depending on what time of the NIO it is, right? It's just simple math, right? Because NIO is such a good project. We always have a nice uprising around Christmas time, especially if that ETF will get approved at the end of September. That will be massive for Bitcoin, and that's when Bitcoin usually starts making its move, like it did last year, like it did the year before. It's always around these times that towards the end of Christmas, that's when Bitcoin and cryptocurrency just starts doing good, right? More people get involved with it, and everything just goes well. Now, if we go to Ethereum, Ethereum's also undervalued, very undervalued, and when that bounces, we also usually have a bounce in some of the altcoins, even though NIO's not part of Ethereum. It's on its own blockchain. However, it kind of affects the other coins still. Now, as I said, Bitcoin's very undervalued right now. We're kind of in a bear market. As you guys know, we're trying to catch support. We've ran through the 6,800 support. Now we ran through the 6,500 support. We're looking for that 6,200. And if we do fall through that, it's going to be quite bad for Bitcoin, okay? We really don't have any nice supports into the 4,000s range. So unfortunately, we could see this price even go low. However, I'm going to stay optimistic. I'm going to say Bitcoin will kind of consolidate around its support line and hopefully bounce back, or just wait and consolidate, not do much until we get really good news about an ETF, or bad news, right? Because that can definitely happen. Right now, I mean, everyone's freaking out about this ETF delay, but if you knew anything about the ETFs and you actually followed them, you knew they were going to be delayed, okay? So a lot of people are just FOMOing. A lot of people are just kind of fudding this around and making the price drop lower so they can get even lower. Unfortunately, cryptocurrency is pretty manipulated at the time, but I mean, it also isn't at the same time, because it's really not like crazy manipulation. This happened in the stock market. It's just a different kind of thing for cryptocurrency because of how it affects these coins, right? How it affects the market overall is quite severe. Now, if you look at NIO has good communities, guys. Tons of people love NIO, and that's because it's a good blockchain project. They just released a new roadmap, and it's kind of, they're saying, aims to supercharge the future of smart contracts. So they're constantly, as I said, coming out with good news, good partnerships. They are a Chinese project, so yes, that could be a part of the reason why they got hit pretty hard, especially with all the Chinese FUD last year. But they got over that. China's starting to come around to cryptocurrency again, starting to release some regulations, heavy regulations that they had on it. So that is good for cryptocurrency, definitely good, because NIO is a very good project, right? And it's actually tied pretty closely to Ontology. I don't know if you guys know that. It recently kind of really went up in price. Now it's just so undervalued. Ontology is a very good project, similar to NEO, and it actually shot up. If we look here, when it came out, it was around the price it is now, and it shot up to over like $8 at the beginning of June, right? $8. That was literally 2 months ago, and now it's lost a lot, right? It's lost 90%, and it's down 18% today. So Ontology is hugely undervalued right now. It's connected to NEO. So what is my NEO price prediction, guys? Let me get to the nitty and gritty here. My NEO price prediction for the end of 2018 is gonna be it depends obviously if Bitcoin reaches its previous high, which I believe it will. I would think it will even go past that, especially if the ETFs. So I'm gonna say if the ETFs get approved, NEO will absolutely 150% be over $300 by the end of 2018. Okay, be over $250 to $300 by the end of 2018. Now, if the ETF doesn't get approved, okay, Bitcoin makes a huge decline and nothing goes well for it. We maybe, if we're lucky, we'll see NEO at $100, right? But it really does depend on Bitcoin, unfortunately. But I believe the ETF has like a 70% approval rating. But even if the ETF doesn't get approved, doesn't mean Bitcoin's going to do horribly. I think many people have that wrong. I think it's a bad thing, and I think all the FUDDers will be out there trying to drive down the market, but I think the bulls would just be too strong and realize the potential of the cryptocurrency and realize that we need to really stay in it for the long term if we want to see this stuff grow, because sooner or later the short sellers and all these bears that keep dragging the market down are going to be like, well, if we keep doing this, right, no one's going to be interested in cryptocurrency anymore, and there's not going to be a market that we can make money in. So I think sooner or later they're going to realize what they're doing is very unhealthy for the market, especially if the ETF does get approved. I mean, there's going to be more regulations, less kind of ease of access to manipulate the market. And yeah, that's my take on NEO. I think it's a great cryptocurrency project. It just relies on what's happening in the market, as most coins do, right? Unfortunately, I mean, if this coin wasn't its own thing, I think it'd be doing amazing, right? I think it'd be absolutely amazing just because of how good the technology is. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel if you did like this video, and if you like all my other videos, feel free to watch them. I did do a NEO video before, more in-depth review of the technology. So if you want to know in-depth of what NEO is about, I recommend go watching that. But I'm sure some of you guys already know. That's why I kind of just went over the price on it today. But yeah, so when will NEO moon? I think it's whenever Bitcoin starts to do well, whenever the market starts to pick up. And hopefully that's soon. But obviously you can always catch 5 to even 15% gains quite quickly in this market, because tomorrow it just has to bounce. Tomorrow I think we'll see a bounce. That's my opinion. Maybe we won't. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about. But we'll see tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and peace.